Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Eva Old Coins YouTube channel, where ordinary coins turn into extraordinary treasures. Today, you're going to discover 5 quarter dollars that could shock you right out of your seat. Some of these coins, if sitting unnoticed in your collection or even in your pocket change, could be worth over $300,000. That's right, $300,000. That's not a typo. And no, you don't need to be a millionaire to own one. You might already have it and not even know. We're about to uncover rare designs, mysterious mint errors, and stories that tie American history right into the palm of your hand. And trust me, every single coin we're about to explore hides a surprise that could leave you absolutely speechless. Now, before we jump into the first quarter, take a moment. Look at your change jar, your dresser drawer, even that old coffee can in the garage, because by the end of this video, you'll be racing to check if your coin matches one of these rare, mind-blowing finds. Are you ready? I said, are you ready? All right, let's begin. Now, take a closer look at this coin. At first glance, it looks like any regular quarter, but don't be fooled. What you're looking at is a 1965 Washington quarter, and it just might be one of the most shocking secrets in American coinage history. Here's why. 1965 was a critical year for U.S. coin production. The country was facing a massive coin shortage. Silver prices were skyrocketing, and the U.S. Mint had to make a fast, bold decision. They stopped making quarters out of 90% silver and switched to a copper-nickel clad composition. In other words, silver was gone officially. But here's the twist. Not all 1965 quarters followed the rules. Some are accidentally or maybe mysteriously struck on leftover 1964 silver blanks. These silver planchet 1965 quarters are unbelievably rare. And if yours happens to be one of them, it could be worth a heart-stopping $350,000 or more to the right collector. Let that sink in. You could be holding a coin that looks completely ordinary. Sounds like pocket change, but is actually rarer than gold in this condition. Now, let's take a moment to look at the specific features of this coin right here. The date, clear 1965. The classic profile of George Washington still stands proud on the obverse, with liberty across the top and "In God We Trust" etched near the jawline. The condition, circulated, yes, but still showing strong detail in the hair and cheek. That tells us it's been through the world, but still has plenty of its story to tell. But here's where things get interesting. Collectors check these 1965 quarters very carefully for weight. A regular clad quarter weighs 5.67 grams, but if you put it on a scale, and it reads around 6.25 grams, you just hit the jackpot. Some of these silver planchet 1965 quarters show no visible difference, but under a trained eye and with a quick weight test, you'll uncover a coin that isn't supposed to exist. And guess what? Only a tiny handful have ever been authenticated. One was auctioned by Heritage Auctions and reached an eye-watering $360,000 in near uncirculated condition. That's nearly the price of a brand new house. Even coins in slightly circulated shape, like the one we're looking at here, could easily fetch $20,000 to $45,000, depending on who's bidding. Now think about this. Most Americans never even check. These rare errors slip through cracks during one of the most turbulent minting transitions in U.S. history. And they're still out there, hidden in drawers, jars, or collections like yours. So here's what to do next. If you got a 1965 quarter, put it on a jewelry scale. If it's closer to 6.25 grams, and it has that silver ring when you drop it on a table, don't spend it. Don't even breathe on it. Get it authenticated immediately, because what seems like a dull, worn coin might just be the last great silver secret of American currency. And if that doesn't give you chills, wait until you see what's coming next. Ready? Let's move on to the second coin. Before we dive deeper, if this story made your heart skip a beat, hit that like button right now. Drop a comment below if you've ever found something rare in your pocket change. and subscribe to Quarter Dollar, so you never miss another shocking discovery from the world of American coins. Because the next treasure might just be sitting in your hand. Across America, pick up a penny, glance at it, and toss it away like it's nothing. But what if that penny wasn't just a penny? What if the one sitting in your change jar or lying in your car's cup holder was actually worth thousands of dollars? Sounds crazy, right? But this isn't just a rumor. This is real. The story of one of the most shocking modern coins in U.S. history. The 2009 Lincoln Bicentennial Cent. This little coin looks ordinary, but it carries a secret, a piece of American history, a symbol of determination, and in some rare cases, a small fortune. Abraham Lincoln, born in a simple log cabin back in 1809, grew up with nothing but dreams and determination. From splitting logs to studying law by candlelight, he rose to become the 16th President of the United States. In 2009, the U.S. Mint decided to honor the 200th anniversary of his birth, not with one design, but four, for stories, for moments that define Lincoln's journey. The first shows a small log cabin in Kentucky where he was born, rough, real, and humble. The second shows young Lincoln in Indiana, sitting on a log, reading a book by a tree, a boy who refused to let poverty stop his mind from growing. The third shows him in Illinois, standing tall in front of the state capitol, a lawyer, a leader, a man of vision. And the fourth shows a half-built Capitol dome in Washington, D.C., a symbol of a country still unfinished, still struggling, and a president determined to unite it. Each design tells a chapter of Lincoln's life. And each of these coins was struck in 2009 in Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. Most are common, but not all, because here's where the story takes a shocking turn. Some of these coins weren't struck perfectly. A few came out with errors, double dies, plating flaws, off-center strikes. Some were made with a special composition, 95% copper, just like the old pre-1982 cents, instead of the usual zinc. These mistakes turned a 1-cent coin into something worth hundreds, even thousands of dollars. Imagine that. A penny that could buy you a brand new iPhone. A penny that could pay your rent. A penny that most people never notice because they don't look closely enough. It's not just about money, though. It's about meaning. Lincoln's life was about rising from nothing, seeing value where others saw none. And that's exactly what this coin represents. Every scratch, every shine, every letter on that 2009 cent tells a part of the story. And maybe a part of yours too. The U.S. Mint didn't just make a coin that year. They made a message that greatness can come from anywhere, even from a one-room cabin, even from a penny most people ignore. And that's why collectors across America started hunting for these coins. Some found rare proof strikes from San Francisco, gleaming in perfection. Others uncovered small errors that turned into big money. One 2009 penny sold for over $5,000. Yes, $5,000 on eBay. Now, think about that next time you pick up a penny. Because the 2009 Lincoln Bicentennial Cent isn't just a coin. It's a story, a value, a vision, and a victory. So, if you ever spot a 2009 penny, don't walk past it. Flip it. Look at the back. Because the difference between 1 cent and $1,000 could be sitting right there in your hand. This is the story of the 2009 Lincoln Bicentennial penny, a coin that doesn't just honor a president, it honors the American dream itself. In 2009, the U.S. Mint released over 2 billion Lincoln Bicentennial cents into circulation. Billions. But out of those billions, only a few became legends, coins that collectors today would pay hundreds, even thousands to own. So the question is, what makes 1 penny out of billion so special? It all begins with mint marks. On every 2009 cent, just below the year, you'll find a tiny letter P, D, or S. P stand for Philadelphia, D stand for Denver, and S, that's San Francisco, home of the proof coins, struck with mirror shine and razor-sharp detail. Most coins you see are from Philadelphia or Denver, and while they look ordinary, a few hold shocking secrets. The first clue lies in composition. Most modern pennies are 97.5% zinc coated with copper, cheap, light, and easy to mint. But some of the 2009 Lincoln Bicentennial coins were struck with a classic 95% copper alloy, like the pennies from Lincoln's early years. They feel heavier, they ring differently, and they're worth much, much more. Collectors discovered that these 95% copper versions, especially those graded MS 67 or higher, can sell for hundreds of dollars each. Proof versions from San Francisco, perfect condition, sealed by the mint, have crossed $500 to $1,000 in value. But the real shock comes from mint errors, tiny mistakes that turn an ordinary coin into a small fortune. Some coins show double dies, where Lincoln's image of the words liberty and in God we trust appears slightly doubled, as if stamped twice. These rare errors can sell from $100 to $2,000, depending on clarity and condition. Others were found with off-center strikes, where part of the design is missing because a coin was misaligned during minting. Those can bring in $250 to $500 easily. And then there are the unplated zinc coins, missing their copper coating. They look silver gray instead of red-brown. These are extremely rare, and when certified, some have sold for over $5,000 at auction. Imagine that, a 1-cent coin worth $5,000, sitting unnoticed in someone's pocket change. That's the magic and madness of coin collecting. But even if you don't find an error coin, condition matters more than you think. The U.S. grading system ranges from poor PO1 all the way to Mint State 70 or MS 70, a flawless coin with no visible marks, even under magnification. The difference between an MS 64 and an MS 68 coin can be hundreds of dollars. Collectors look for sharp details on Lincoln's face, clean edges, no scratches, and full luster, that soft red glow that proves the coin never circulated. If you ever find a 2009 cent that looks brand new, untouched, with clear details on the back design, don't spend it. Protect it, because it might be the one coin everyone else overlooked. Now, here's something few people know. Each of the 4 2009 reverse designs, Kentucky Cabin, Indiana Formative Years, Illinois Professional Life, and Washington Presidency, can have their own varieties and minting quirks. Collectors have documented hundreds of minor variations, small die cracks, weak strikes, or unusual lettering shapes. Some are subtle, some are obvious, but each one tells a unique story of how these coins were made. The Formative Years design, especially from Philadelphia, produce the most known errors, double fingers, extra thumb, or extra hand varieties. These small details can multiply a coin's value instantly. Think about it. A coin that cost 1 cent in 2009, now selling for $400 because of a tiny extra finger that no one noticed for years. That's what keeps collectors searching. That's what turns pocket change into treasure hunts. So the next time you open your wallet, look closer. Flip every penny. Study the details. And remember, the 2009 Lincoln Bicentennial cent isn't just a piece of metal. It's a time capsule of American history, a symbol of persistence, and for a few lucky people, a key to unexpected fortune. Because history doesn't just live in museums. Sometimes it jingles quietly in your pocket, waiting for someone curious enough to discover it. This is part 2 of the story of the 2009 Lincoln Bicentennial penny, a coin that continues to surprise collectors, inspire treasure hunters, and remind us that even the smallest things can hold the greatest value. Go through your pocket change. Check your old jars. You never know which coin could be the one. If you love stories like this, true American treasures hiding in plain sight, then hit that like button, subscribe to this channel, and turn on the notification bell, because in the next video, we're revealing the top 10 most valuable pennies in U.S. history, including one that sold for over $1.7 million. So stay tuned, coin lovers. Keep hunting, keep collecting, and keep believing, because history isn't just something you read about. Sometimes it's right there in the palm of your hand.